Okay, this is the Special Project Standing Building Committee for July 25th at 5:15 p.m.
All right, call the meeting to order at 5:19, I guess it is. And the next item on the agenda is to review the minutes as does anybody have any comments or anything about that?
Looks good to me.
All right. I make a motion to approve the minutes of the meeting of June.
I'll second the motion.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
I can't tell how many that is, but I guess everybody did approve it, right? Okay, next item is basically to give another usual update from Sal Moravito and Joe Foley. So, Sal, you want to go first?
Sure. Hang on a second. So we're progressing along on the work. There's several roofs that have been insulation, base sheet, and cap sheet done. Those are around the gymnasium, the auxiliary gym, and the entrance down on the Uncas Street end of the building, along with the top of the stair tower at that location. They moved over towards the auditorium. Right now, today they were capping on the auditorium roof. They've base sheeted and capped the stair tower on the auditorium end, and they are also working on the roof above the front entry. Over the weekend, Friday and Saturday, blocking for the edge condition was done on the major roofs, which is, if I remember the letters, B, D, and E. B, D, and H are the major roofs. The rooftop units are being raised. Today they raised, I believe they raised the 5th and 6th unit today out of the 11. They started early. The curbs, which were a critical path item, did come in early. They were able to get a crane the curbs came in on Tuesday, and they were raising the units on Wednesday, so that was almost a full week ahead of schedule. So makes me feel a lot more warm and fuzzy about the whole schedule. We did have 3 change orders for the lower roofs, which I had spoken about at the last meeting. We ran into some low flashing height conditions where the lower roof met either the brick wall or met the window wall. So in 2 of the conditions, we had to add roof drains. In all of the conditions, we had to add liquid applied flashing, which is an expensive detail. And we itemized each roof as a change order. Chairman Special reviewed those with me last week and gave a thumbs up on them, but they'll be presented under new business for your approval. That's what I sent out earlier this afternoon to you, so you have the change orders in front of you.
Can I ask a question, Sal?
Sure.
So we talked about doing the roof drain, changing some tapering, or possibly changing the ed spec to do a single layer. Did anything actually have to change in the ed spec, or is this with these?
We did
not involve that.
We did change the ed spec to allow for the single membrane at that condition. When we were working out speaking with the roofing company, we were getting into an impasse about credit for materials. They did not want to credit back the roofing material, so it became a moot point. We were not going to sit and own a few thousand square feet of perfectly good membrane that we bought without getting credit for it to change to a different material. So the path of least resistance was to, in two of the cases, add some roof drains so that we can lower the insulation height, so that we can get under the window detail, and use liquid applied flashing because it was still a low flashing height, but much better warrantable condition.
Right. So in other words, you still used multi-layer, but you used this liquid flashing with the multi-layered roof that you had originally spec'd.
Correct. And truthfully, I'm happier about that.
Yeah, I know you're concerned about the warranty. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's always our first choice is always a multi-ply system, and there are some good single-ply systems out there, but that's not our standard. Let's just put it that way.
Okay, so the ed spec was changed, only referring to flashing, not the flat part of the roof.
No, we did change it to allow for single membrane. In case we need it, it's kind of a moot point at this point because the contractor wasn't offering credits for changing up roof material.
Oh, so it was changed, but you didn't utilize that.
Right. We did,
I gotcha.
We did go through the step, but it's kind of a moot point because we're not changing it. We did the exercise, but
that was a financial influence, correct?
Right, because they weren't going to give
Correct.
us any credit because they already had the material on site, et cetera. Okay, I understand. Thank you.
Go ahead, Sal.
And that's pretty much our status. They're working. The contractor is always doing something. Today was not a rip-off day to tear off any roof membrane and start any new areas, just because it did rain during the day a couple of different times, so that's not a good condition. But we're happy. We're happy with the progress, and we'll move on from there.
So, are you still anticipating the project this summer?
The plan is to complete the project this summer.
Substantially complete or complete?
Substantially complete. There's always we always end up doing metal, the last metal work details a week or two into September, but that's easy to work around. It's not a noisy operation.
Okay.
Our big concern is to get the rooftops raised and get them reconnected, which, like I said, the extra 6 days, the early shipment of the roof curb extenders, extensions, really help us feel more comfortable about this schedule. They're moving along quite nicely. And it seems that Fido agrees too. So.
Her name is Bella. Sorry. Quiet, Bella.
I was wondering where that was coming from. Okay.
Did I put her under others present?
Yeah.
See?
Well, she has a lot to say.
Yeah.
Let me move. Bella, stop. Good God, dog. Anything comes near my house. Sorry, folks.
no problem.
Okay. Can we, let's continue, please.
So I'll at this point, I would just give it over to Gerald for anything
Right.
you wanted to add.
Yeah, I had nothing to add to what Sal had said.
Okay. All right. Stop it. Boy, there's people pissed. Oh my gosh. I'm moving away from the area, so apologize, folks. I guess the next item on the agenda was, since I moved away from my computer, I can't.
It's to hear, consider, and approve invoices.
Invoices? Yeah, let me just let her out. Okay. Jane, why don't you take over, because I can't see, I don't have my computer, so I can't see any of it. So.
Okay, to hear, consider, and approve invoices. Do you want to present them, Gerald? What?
Yes. Hi. So this is Gerald Foley. So before you have two invoices. It was brought to our attention by Chuck that the application for payment that was submitted by Silktown, we had a little snafu in that we've only got the odd pages. So we have pages 1, 3, 5, and 7. Ken Lindsay from Silver Petroselli, he was on the call earlier, and he's going to attempt to get the other copy and basically scan us pages 2, 4, and 6. So that one, if you want, we can hold off till...
Wait, I've got something at 521.
I think Ken sent it.
Did you get it, Ken?
Yeah, Phil got it at 521. It's
Okay.
done.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, folks, I'm sorry, I didn't want to interrupt Sal, but yes, I sent
Here we go,
the
yep.
entire copy and the missing pages. Again, my apologies.
No worries.
That's okay. Got it.
Yeah, so I had forwarded it on Friday and didn't realize that it was missing the pages until it was so the submission should have had a total of 8 pages. What you had received was only 4 pages. So if you want to take a moment to review it, if you can do that. In the interim, if you want, I can skip this one and go to the Silver Petroselli one.
Sure.
Or if you want, we can, review this one. I'll defer to the committee.
Well, why don't we go to the other one? So there's
Okay.
a chance.
So the other one for the committee's review and approval is from Silver Petroselli, and this one is for an infrared scan that was conducted by a sub that they had hired. This was related to the roof. Basically, what we're trying to do is to determine how much, if any, of the existing insulation may have water or be contaminated. Early on in the process, there was a discussion whether or not we could reuse some of the insulation. So to facilitate that process, we asked Silver Petroselli to hire a company, and it was a company called JJC Drone Infrared Scans. That was conducted through Silver Petroselli, and they've submitted the bill for that company on their letterhead. So in essence, we're paying Silver Petroselli directly for those services. It was for $3,170.
Okay. I make a motion to approve Silver Petroselli's invoice number 22-0723 for the infrared scan at $3,170.
I'll second that motion.
I have just a little question on that. When they submit directly to Silver, or when Silver Petroselli submits directly to us, they get to tack on, right?
Yes, we allowed them to tack on 10%, as a kind of as an own, but in this particular one, I think they had sent us a copy of the proposal. It wasn't included with the backup that I had sent you, and my recollection was yes, there was an added fee on top of it, on top of the fee that came from company.
Yeah, they did put a fee on it. I do recall that.
Right.
Okay, just want to let the committee know that happened and what the amount of it was, and I second the motion. I approve. Oh, wait for the vote. Go ahead, Jane.
Oh, I think we had a second. Oh, I'm sorry. So we should vote. Yes. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion's carried, right?
Yes. Okay. Sorry. Motion carried.
Yes.
I'm going to ask somebody else though to speak too, because it looks like the other two. I understand, Rich, you have already approved. So if you just want to give us a briefing on that, Gerald, and then we're just being informed. I guess we're not going to vote on it.
What do you mean, other two?
The one Sal sent. Sorry, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, well, so, I'll present those under new business, Jane, to you.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Yeah, those are separate.
They're an approval item, but you are correct. They had been previously approved for timeliness by the chair, but it still goes to you guys.
Okay, that goes under something else. All right, so those are the only, so we can go back, let's go back to Silk Towns if everybody's had a chance to look at that.
Yeah, so before you was the second invoice. This is a application for payment request from from Silktown Roofing. This application number 3. This takes us through July 31st of 2022. The request from, bear with me, I'm just scrolling. The amount requested is $458,137.50, and that amount has been certified by the architect Ken Lindsay, who is also on the call. And this is a progress payment. Through this invoice or through this application for payment, will be approximately 66% complete with the project. And we have a balance owed after this would be $960,580, and there's an additional retainage for $93,281.
Okay. Any discussion? Okay. I recommend we approve application number 3 from Silktown Roofing Incorporated, as certified and approved by Silver Petroselli in the amount of $458,137.50. All in favor? Oh wait, sorry, I need a second.
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Okay. Motion carries. Damn it, now I gotta go back to the other one. Okay, so is the next one new business? Yes. Okay, there aren't any other invoices, are there, Gerald?
No, that was the only two that I had.
Okay, new business then, Sal, would you like to present those?
Sorry about that. I had my mute on. So, good evening. We had 3, as I had previously discussed at our last meeting. There were some flashing height issues on the lower roofs, which cover or partially cover the, we'll call it the lobby or entrance to the auditorium, some of the music suite classrooms, and part of the cafeteria. The problem was with flashing height, either up against the window wall or up at the mechanical units. So Silver Petroselli, as we discussed earlier, one of the solutions that we thought that we might go to was to switch material. That became economically unfeasible because the contractor would not give us a credit for roofing material already delivered to site, not even with a restock fee. So instead of fighting that one out, we looked to adding roof drains using different materials like liquid applied flashing. So what we had was 3 different roofs that we had to revise the drawings on. That is roof N, O, and P. Starting, we'll go in alphabetical order. Roof N, we added some drains. We installed, we changed the insulation material profile, which actually gave us a credit because we're using less insulation. And we ended up using liquid applied flashing, and the total of that change order was $12,831.11. The next one for roof O did not involve, it did involve installing 1 new drain, and some credit for insulation. We did not have to do liquid applied flashing. This is on the area that I would call the entrance to the auditorium. So that was a change order for $1,186.25. And then the final change order was roof P.
Where is roof? Wait a second, did I end?
Roof N.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I did.
So roof N is the roof above the a bump out on the cafeteria.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? I saw those 2 because they're both 12,000. So I thought I didn't realize I had 3. I thought I only had 2. Okay. I'm sorry.
Okay. So then the last one is roof P, which is above the music suite, music classroom suite, and that is for $12,199.31, and that includes a couple of new drains, the liquid applied flashing, and again a credit for insulation not used. Because they had ordered the liquid applied flashing, brought this to Rich Special, the chairman, and he approved each one individually. I believe we followed what. There was a long discussion last time about.
Yeah, we approved. Yes, we said he could go up to 15,000.
Yes, yeah, $15,000 per issue. So
right.
I'm taking that as a roof area.
So, if you could explain why that was necessary, why you approached me about that.
There was timing to get the liquid applied flashing ordered. They were very anxious to get that ordered because they were worried about delivery time. So anyway, so we got those 3 change orders.
Wasn't some unexpected material arrived a little early and needed to take care of that as well?
Well, we need to get the liquid applied flashing. We needed to get the liquid applied flashing ordered as soon as possible to make sure that we had it in time so that we're not leaving the building unsealed, so to speak, at the window walls. So, and also the timing to actually get the plumbing work done, because that was not intended. So they did not ask for an increase on their schedule. They're doing it within the scheduled time. They just needed early approval to make sure that we can still meet the return to school date with the substantial completion of the roof.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I don't think we need to act any more on it. Does anybody have any comments on that?
Nope.
Okay, old business. I have one old business, actually. Gerald, I still have on my little hit list that Silktown's purchase order is off by $1,000. Does anything happen with that?
Yeah, Jane, hi, it's Gerald Foley. Yes, we're going to have the purchase order updated after this payment. So for your next meeting, we'll have a revised purchase order out to you that'll reflect the correct amount.
Okay. If we have
and the amounts of the change orders also.
Yeah. So so what happens is when in order so we don't slow up the payments, we wait till payments are in, and then we go back and we do the change orders after the payments are in. The reason we wouldn't do the change orders first because it delays the processing of the payments. In other words, so if there's if a purchase order is out there that has a change order that's pending, then we can't apply any invoices to it. So it's kind of we wait till all the invoices are in, and then once the invoices are in, then we'll apply the change orders. So I missed the cycle last month, but I have it on my list to do it for this month. So for next month.
In computer talk, it's a feature, not a bug.
Right. It's just the way the system. So the system, what it does is it anticipates that there's a change in a purchase order, and it's not smart enough to know whether it's an increase or a decrease. So what it does is it holds everything in limbo until you've actually gone through the whole process. Then once you've done it, it releases it. But it's just the logistics.
Yeah, no problem. So you're saying you have to update it anyway with the change orders, and at that time you'll change the $1,000.
Exactly.
Got it.
So for the next meeting, I'll have the purchase orders update. So basically, I'll take that $1,000. It was off of one of the credits that we overstated. So we'll reduce that credit. And then at the same time, we'll issue. We'll have 3 additional lines for the PCOs that are being approved tonight for number 2, 3, and 4, and we'll add those to the purchase order. So everything should align for your next meeting.
Okay, thank you.
And at the same time, once it's gone through and it's all validated, I'll try to get you the the budget spreadsheet ahead of the meeting. I missed it. I was off a little bit of time this month, so I couldn't do it. But I'll try to do it like a week in advance of the meeting.
Okay. Yeah, I reviewed it when I received the one that Jen sent me. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jen. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So we're going to try to keep ahead of it. So once I've got confirmation that more so it's the Silktown. Once the Silktown bill has been processed and a check issued, I'll have someone in my office go in and we'll do the change orders. We'll do the PCOs, the number 2, 3, and 4, and then we'll go back to line number 1, and we'll go back and adjust the credit that was taken, that was overstated by $1,000.
Okay. All right. Anybody else? Any comments, or should we call to a...
Just a new business. Ken, is there anything as the project architect that that's not been anticipated or surprised you at this juncture?
Well, no. Everything seems to be going quite smooth. I mean, yes, there are a few little hiccups, obviously, with the change orders as Sal presented, but as for everything overall, everything's going perfectly acceptable, and they're expediting the process perfectly. So no complaints on our end.
Okay. All right, that's good.
I think you should do number 7.
Okay. Well, we were just doing new business. We got to go old business, no old business. And number 7 is, before we adjourn, I apologize for Bella's bad behavior. That's probably,
Okay.
she's been very upset with, since I broke 4 ribs, folks. She's hanging around with me a lot.
How are you feeling?
I didn't hear it.
Don't put it in a minute.
Yeah, I did the nose face plant, and it's really screwed me up because I was supposed to announce that I'd be not at the next meeting because I'd be in Italy. That Italy thing is gone because of the ribs and a few other, maladies. Yeah. So, but whatever. I mean, it's no real life-threatening anything. Just a lot of discomfort.
That hurts.
And,
that's terrible. I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm sorry to hear that too.
Yeah,
I did 1 rib. You did 4?
Yeah, I did 4. Yeah, I was running to my wife was in the back, and I had made my confirmation to go to Italy, and I got a really good fare. It wasn't first class, but it was, and I was all excited, and I was running to the back, and I did a flyer, and it came down my knees, the whole thing. The whole thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
Really.
What hit your ribs?
What hit my elbow went into my ribs.
Oh wow.
Because I was trying to prevent myself from. I was mad at myself while I was falling because I knew it was going to be a bad one. And it was my eye, my everything, my lips, my nose, everything got hit. So
I'm
two
so
knees.
sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
well,
sorry too.
Yeah, just.
Italy's great in the fall, though.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
I didn't mean that. I should have said autumn. Sorry.
Yeah,
All right, do we have a second for the adjournment?
Yeah, I'll adjourn it. Yes, I mean, I don't think we had a first. Cola means has adjourn the meeting. Do we have a second? Okay, great. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks
Thank
for your
you.
patience,
Okay.
everybody.
Good night.
Thank
Feel
you.
better.
Rich.